We are live. Good morning. It's Friday. Happy Friday. I'm so excited for the weekend. It is time for the pit stop. I am Sean Cole over there, my counterpart, and lagging a little bit, Ameer Assad. He's not in his normal location, so he'll be a little glitchy today, but that's okay. He's still here. And yeah, so I was going to say there's not a lot going on in sim racing this week. And that is kind of true, but now I'm looking at my board and I'm all the way across the top, so maybe there's more than I thought. Here's what I think's going on. I think it's a combination of some tariff uncertainty. So everyone's just being chill right now till things figure themselves out and sort out. And that's understandable. And then the other I was thinking about it is we're at that weird time of year. It is sort of like transitioning into spring. Yes, real life racing is in the air, and that usually stimulates the sim racing world a little bit. But on the commercial side of things, I think everyone made such a big push through the holidays now running into the tariffs. It's just a little quiet out there. Or most of the news I have is kind of like somber-ish news. All right? So
yeah.
When I did what I've been trying to do lately is find like a headliner to do the title of the show, so we like show that we're really covering the news. But then when it's like, I don't want the biggest news to be that, Ace Attack's no longer shipping to the United States. I don't want that to be the headline story. I'm sorry, I'm just a positive guy, which is going to lead to something else I'm going to do, because we're going to get into a little rant. Nobody knew this. I didn't. But
I didn't know either.
No, So, anyway, that's why I think there's a little bit of a shortage in the news. But luckily, we have so much going on at the Simpit that we do have a lot to talk about, because we've got a couple new shows that have come out. We've got race results. We've got Sim Gaming Expo, new entries, I guess we can call it. We've got rigs. I saw a couple people posted some rigs that I want to show off. So we do have plenty to talk about here today. So, what are your thoughts, Ameer, on why it's a little quiet out there? Or am I judging it wrong? Am I seeing it wrong?
No, I think it's that time of the year now, now that, I kind of think it's that time of the year where, outside's becoming nicer. We've already had a lot of news come out through, the end of last year, beginning of this year, where I think like now things are kind of slow, we're kind of in that lull a little bit before things pick back up.
Right.
Just, a couple of weeks ago, we had Sim Magic announced their EVA wheelbases. And, so I think, and, before that was Moza with their M-Booster active pedals. I think now just probably the other companies are just taking their time to see what's going on, or like maybe taking their time with their products are coming out with, because we know, Sim Magic, they're also coming out with their active pedals. We know SimLab is coming out with a wheelbase. We know SimiCube's coming out with a brand new wheelbase. I think it's just those guys are just working on their things silently, not broadcasting it.
Yeah.
And just going to be maybe we want to start hearing something towards the end of summertime where things will pick back up. But we already had, I think it's probably one of your news stories, we already had the Project Motor Racing. They came out with their release trailer talking about the game and everything like that. So I think that's maybe probably the biggest happy news that came out last or this week.
Yeah. Other than all the stuff that we've been doing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go into a little rant. Here, let me.
Okay.
I don't have a rant cam since we switched our streaming scenarios, but I'll just go big. I have thrown some heat in these rants at various different companies or aspects of our sim racing world. And today, my rant is with myself. Yeah. So I am a little upset with myself right now. I've been working hard and I've been cranking stuff out, but I've also been a total mess, a total nightmare. And the reason I'm saying this, I do have a point in why I'm pointing a finger at me and making a rant. I believe so firmly in positive energy building more positive energy. So that if you're positive, what do you know? Good things come your way. Now, that doesn't mean that it's invincible, right? But I mean, I just generally believe when you're out there being positive, that it attracts positive forces. And I believe that when you're negative, that what do you know? Here I am negative, and the world's going to kick me in the balls. Because that's exactly how it works. Tom Jones!
Whoa, is that very nice?
Jones. So, when I get in a bummer bit or in a rut of any sort, I find it just kind of builds on itself instead of fixing itself. So I have this very buckled down, like when the going gets tough, I get tougher. That's my attitude, and I'll work harder, and I'll outwork it rather than taking a step back, taking a breath, and thinking, nah, I'm going to outsmart it. All right? So that's where my rant lies. So anybody who was with me yesterday, I deleted yesterday's stream, by the way. I wanted to do my rally. Now, I woke up yesterday with a deadline that I had already kind of missed. And it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was, you know, I like making my deadlines, what I thought I was going to do. And I kind of have our whole video release schedule screwed up because of it. And anyway, and I was having trouble doing the video. And one of the reasons, and this gets to where I was piling on myself, it's the haptic pad I'm talking about. Well, this computer over here didn't have any, I'm having USB issues with this computer. It's maxed out. So when I plug in a new camera, it won't work, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to put it over there. So I put it on my main rig. Well, my main rig is really for racing. It's not for review because it's not got good camera angles. It's really hard to see any of the devices on it. And then on top of it, I'm doing a review of a pad, which you can't see it doing anything. So I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I'm boring myself with the review. I'm like, how do I show this? And I didn't come out to a good conclusion. I was just having difficulties getting the footage that I was happy with. I was having a hard time putting the edit together. So in all of this, I forget that it's Thursday, and it's Rally Thursday for Shaun. Well, I forgot. So I'm going to miss the AM run because I'm trying to get my video done, which I didn't get done. And then I scheduled the rally for later. So then I fired up and I run the AccuForce wheel, which I'd never tested. And now I'm trying to do more live testing of gear and stuff. And under those circumstances, I expect problems and I'm okay. But when I'm trying to go do my rally to not let my teammate down in our team championships, it amplifies all of that. Anyway, long story short, it was really, really frustrating. I blew a total head gasket, didn't finish the show. So then I went to bed. Then this morning I wake up at 4 in the morning because I'm a mess. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to finish my edit. I'm going to run my rally. I still got time. So I finish my edit. And I go to run my rally, and I noticed that it's snow. And I'm like, wait, when I was trying to do it yesterday, it was tarmac. Oh, man, it advanced. So I missed the rally. I might have even selected the wrong car for this week. I only did the shakedown. I think it'll reset, and I'll be okay. But I might have even screwed up this. So I missed last week's rally, which sucks. I might have already screwed up this week's rally without even trying. Now, here's the kicker. In all this, I don't know what this is going to look like, but I think there's a big... I almost swore. I haven't sworn yet in this rally, even though it's focused on me. There is a really big mistake in this review. I think. Let's go find it. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I'm so pissed. I don't even know what it's going to look like. I know what I was literally right before the show. I was thinking, I was like, oh my God, I didn't fix that. I did all my other fixes and I didn't do that one. And the show is already live. I don't even know what mess I left it in. I had a whole section like screwed up. Anyway, all right, we're going to see it. We're going to watch it live. I've not seen it. I have no idea.
You might want to shrink your camera so people can see it.
Thank you.
Extra long wires.
Yeah, I'm upset, man. Where'd it go?
Oh, dude. I mean, if you've seen my videos, I've made tons of mistakes on my videos too.
Oh, I think it's not as bad as it could have been. All right, here it comes. Max, shut up.
Easy to install. Switchable or usable as both audio and physics based.
We're good.
Extra long wires. Works on basically
Okay.
any seat or
It's just,
chair.
okay. Oh, I got so lucky. I imagined anybody who knows editing will know what I'm talking about. I imagined like space, like black space, and then the graphic missing the audio, and then more black space, and then it coming back in. It looks like I squeezed it all together at least. Oh, I just didn't have the audio dropped in. So it's just, Max, hey, can you let it go? I'm letting it go. Can you let it go? This is my therapy. Can it be yours? All right, that wasn't as bad. Okay, I got lucky.
Oh, but say I've made way worse mistakes on my videos before.
I'm kind of a perfectionist. I've been doing this a long time, so I'm like, man, even just a missing fade will make me mad. Or it's like, oh, that was not supposed to be a hard cut. The rest of the world might not have noticed it, but I noticed it. All right, that's the end of my rant. My rant is more just like, I have too many rigs in my studio. I've been reviewing so much gear that it's like stacking up, and then like I was putting something on and my foot kicked this and broke something over there. I move over there, I knock over my lighting, and my lighting's already dying, so it's like that's not gonna help. Yeah, Max, you have a negative bark, and I just finished telling people how positivity breeds positivity. Your negative bark is bringing me down. Okay. I'm back. I feel better.
You're back, man.
I'm better.
That's good.
All right.
Man, see, that's what we do. We make mistakes, we learn from them, and we move on.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point. I don't think there's any point at all in dwelling on things that happened in the past, because you can never take it back, and you're just gonna waste the only commodity you can never get back, and that's time. You're gonna waste that on thinking about it in the present, going into the future. Just learn from it and move on.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So we had 2 videos this week. We had the HF8 Pro haptic pad. I saw in the comments someone said, don't get it. 2 of my motors died. That's unfortunate. They were talking about the original HF8. Now, with that said, the new one, by the way, has totally different motors. It's like 400% stronger, 200% more torque, 60% faster reaction time, software from 15 to 75 frames per second. So I'm hoping longevity is better. So it's a cool, super duper cool concept that only has one flaw.
Okay.
And the one and only flaw is it's a 2-inch thick pad. So I was looking at like David's new fancy Sparko seat, on his rig. Putting a pad in a seat is going to change the seat, even if it's a comfortable pad. And in the case of 2 inches, you're talking about a change of geometry. So then it's like, if you reconfigure your rig for that 2-inch accommodation, what if you take it off one day, right? Anyway, so it's really awesome though, because for someone like me who layers of immersion is important. So I like having a motion sim. I like having haptics on my pedals. I like having a haptic seat, because you can then say, you know what? I don't want any curbing effects out of my motion platform anymore.
Right.
Because I have them in the seat. I don't want them out of the pedals. The pedals aren't going to do it anyway. Steering wheel, sure, I still need a little of it there. But if I have it out of the seat and the steering wheel, that's more than enough. I can let the motion sim just kind of chill on that effect. Now, I haven't completely configured in my whole thing, and I almost want to bring VR back in, because we just had that immersion discussion 1 or 2 shows ago.
Yeah.
But wow, active pedal. haptic seat, motion platform, get that WinSim back on there, get the VR up and running, and you're talking Disneyland level, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
I wonder how it stacks up to, because there's a company called Simpit. When I was at the Expo, they had, they didn't have a pad like this, but theirs was actually built into the seat, where it was like the foam padding and everything, and you could take, if you have one of those seats where it's velcroed in, you could take them out and put these in.
Yeah.
That thing was so good, and I need to hit them up to see if they'll maybe send us one so we could take a look at it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, everybody that tried it at the Expo was like, "Holy crap! This, like, the vibrations were so spot on to what you would feel in the car. Like, you know, if something was happening in the front, you'd feel it in the front part of the pad, you know, underneath your thighs. If it was something happening in the back, you'd feel it more towards your butt.
Yeah, yeah.
And it kind of dissipated that vibrations throughout the whole entire pad. So, like, it didn't feel like it was like only certain spots where you felt it, but you felt it like in a wide range of the padding. Make like almost like, yeah, it's almost like what you'd feel in a real car.
Right. That's exactly what this one does. And I think Next Level should take it to the next level and not discontinue the pad because it's an easy upgrade. I'll tell you what, though, for like somebody who's in a completely static, it's really hard for me to go to like this rig here and be super happy. It's a really nice rig and everything's awesome, but it's like I'm so haptic driven now that it's that, you know, who turned off my sim, you know, kind of thing back in the day. So but I'd love to see Next Level build a seat with this built in. You know, they build seats, they build the pad, put your hands together, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, beyond that, the SimMagic Alpha Evo Pro wheelbase. That review only came out 3 days ago, but in my mind it was like already a week ago because so much has gone on. I might even be happier with this base since the review. I'm blown away.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really blown away by what SimMagic did with this base. It is just, it's a really good solid base. They fixed the things that I didn't like about the previous models in doing it. The ring light ends up being cooler than I thought it would be. And then the pricing on it is just like, oh wow, SimMagic isn't now just more expensive, right? Because like in the Moza versus SimMagic battle, if you want to call it that, Moza was clearly less expensive than SimMagic, and that was one of the differences between the two. This is a great wheelbase, 18 Newton meters at $699. I'm just like, wow, this thing's... I fired it up as a backup to run the WRC, and I was just like, oh, hey, yeah, you know, this base just works. So, yeah.
Well, it's $699 up until today.
Is that the end of the launch pricing?
I think, yeah. I think was it today? I think today is when the tariffs took effect, but I'm not sure if companies changed their pricing yet or not.
Right.
I haven't really had a chance to look. But yeah, today is supposedly when the tariffs took full effect.
Moza better put a ring light on the base. Joe, almost like it's magic. Almost.
Magic.
All right. How much is it today? I don't know. We can go look. I don't want to go look.
No.
2100.
Keep it positive, Sean. Let's keep it positive.
Yeah,
If people are interested, they can go look.
Yeah, follow our link. All right. Well, hey, this is tariff free. Assetto Corsa has a huge Steam sale going on, so right now 75% off of AC and DLC, 20% off of Evo, and 70% off Competizione and DLC. I'm getting launch notifications. What else am I behind on? Great. Sorry. That was part of my rant. All right. Let's get some bad news out of the way. I'm not 100% sure this is bad news. I mean, it could be for a season or two. Is it from Shaun or me? What?
Oh, I saw X Driver there's a serious low frequency womp coming through the show. I don't know. I was asking, like, is it just like in general or for me or you? Yeah, that's all. Womp, 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 womp. Those little aliens from Sesame Street.
I remember once I got in, Chris Considine is the owner of CXC Simulation. His mother, who's a wonderful lady, she was taking me somewhere, I can't remember where, and we got in her, I think it was a Chevy Volt, right? This is a long time ago, too. And I just remember when we got on, it made the power-up noise of, like, the Death Star. You know, it was all...
Okay.
You know, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right, anyway. Okay, so ERC, WA. I got excited when I saw this. I'm lying. I didn't. I knew the news. I was actually surprised because I saw the news and then I saw this. I'm like, well, that's weird given the latest news. EA, WRC, development update. I'm like, outstanding. What are they going to do? EA Sports WRC development update. Dear Rally community, every great journey eventually finds its finish line. And today, we announced that we've reached the end of the road of working with WRC. Isn't that a kick in the balls? No, that is not a development update. That is an end of development. You don't need... Anyway, after releasing in 2023, the 2024 season, including recently Hard Chargers content, that will be their last expansion for the game. Low in the mix. Very low frequency sound. Desk bump that's getting a lot of sub 60 hertz womp. I am not hearing it, which makes me think it's not a mirror. We're going to sit in silence. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 moment. I'm going to mute my mic, and as long as my hand is up, my mic is muted. Ameer, you can just talk about something for a moment. Ameer was muted? How did Ameer get muted? What? How did Ameer get muted? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? That was weird.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Where'd you go?
All right.
Was that on your
I don't
end?
know. I don't know.
Wait a second. That is so fucking weird. I swore. Okay, wait.
Demonetized.
So, now I'm really confused. All right, forget it. I am not... I'm not equipped...
Just blame it on me. I'm on a different setup, so just blame it on me.
I am not equipped for any of this today, people.
No, just blame it on me. There you go. I'm using a different setup. Like, I'm on a laptop using my phone as a webcam, new headset. So just blame it on me. Or maybe I am messing with you.
I'm going to lose it.
Who knows?
I'm going to lose it. Can anything just be right?
You know.
Yeah, we're going to move on, Joe. I don't like that my microphone blocks my chat. I don't like that my microphone blocks my screen at all. What the... That defeats the point of having a whole fancy arm for it. Okay, anyway, they're done. So, now I don't know if their license ended or if they still own the license. Keep in mind, this is the Evil Empire EA. I don't know if their license ended or if they're just done making the game.
Right.
So if they're done making the game, then someone else could pick it up. Well, no. If they're done with the license, or the license, let me say, if their license agreement is over, then someone else could put. David asked, "That's exactly how I feel right now. 100%." I'm trying to make a comeback. I literally am trying. That was for the whole thing about the focusing on myself rant. I am really, really trying to come back. I'm trying to just like turn it around. My shoulders are all screwed up. I'm not being good about my physical therapy. That was kind of what I meant about the positivity. I didn't go into detail, but it's like I'm supposed to be working out. My buddy is on a rally right now that I'm supposed to be on, a moto rally that I was supposed to be on, but I had to bow out of it. I'm not happy about. So I'm just I just want breakfast. I just want to order breakfast. Can you just give me breakfast, please? Oh, they said it on their socials. So WRC is looking for a new developer.
Oh, okay.
So this could be opportunity. Now, the old dog was Codemasters, right? So I guess now we're kind of hoping like KW picks it up. That would be the most likely back and forth,
Could be.
Anyway, so we'll have to.
What if BeamNG picks it up?
If who? BeamNG?
BeamNG.
Oh, that would be such a coup.
Right?
That would be a coup.
Because you can already do Rally in BeamNG, and I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
They have like a really good, like, kind of destructible physics in it already.
They could easily expand into like trophy trucks and other add-ons to it.
Right?
Too. I mean, if they went back, like if I were to approach it, here's my thinking. Other than Formula One and NASCAR, I don't think single title games really necessarily work. Now, Assetto Corsa might argue, Competizione might argue with me on that point, but I just feel like cornering yourself into one racing series is kind of limited for a title. When you could have more. So if I were gonna take it on, I would want to be like WRC/Dirt or something else. I don't want to just pigeonhole the game into rally. I want to take advantage that we have stages and that we have off-road vehicles. So and on-road, like add some hill climb, add some time trial. I don't know, other things that'd be fitting to the genre. iRacing could do it. That'd be interesting.
I mean, they've kind of screwed up the rallycross in the game, and essentially they've kind of given up on it for the most part. I can't remember when's the last time they came out with a rallycross update. I mean, I don't know if iRacing has the capacity to do it. I mean, if anybody, because they got the money to do it, but I wouldn't want iRacing to do it.
So here would be my question on the I don't know because I haven't driven. Like iRacing, I still to this day would nickname it ice racing. There's just something about it that's super slippery. The feedback and the force feedback matches the handling physics, which all gives you a little bit of a where am I going feel until you're just so dialed in with the game. And then if you're really into iRacing and you jump into Le Mans, you jump into Assetto, you're like, oh yeah, this is what force feedback is. And all of a sudden you feel what the car is really, really, really doing without thinking or having to process much. So when it comes to like the Outlaw title, and didn't they do like a NASCAR title? What is their force feedback like on the other titles by comparison to iRacing?
Yeah.
LFS, same people, Scowen and Jeff and what was the third? Was it Jeff? Scowen is the only name I can remember for sure.
Yeah, I can remember Scowen. Yeah.
LFS is one of the greatest sims ever made.
Yeah.
All right. Now EA on the flip side, you can do a Formula One title apparently, year after year. The story continues. Here's what's in store. Breaking Point 3, and then they have some video. Here's your first look at gameplay.
I cannot wait to see what this LiDAR scan.
Matt Gallagher. Who's Matt Gallagher? Anyone? Is he like presented by Alex Jacques F1 and Matt P1 Gallagher? Those like
F1. Oh, Matt Gallagher. He was one of the F1
broadcasters,
F1 streamers and stuff. Then he got into broadcasting and then motorsport broadcasting. Yeah.
Okay.
Today, Alex, it should be in.
But he kind of launched himself through the F1 game.
Gotcha.
With Isaac Hadjar, that was Woodcote. This is Luffield, and this is feeling very strange, very weird. But this is a real challenge. The normal way round, it's something else entirely. On the Wellington Straight, the wrong way round.
Where's the apexes, Alex? I think this might well be one of the harder tracks to learn in reverse. We go in with so much speed behind Fernando Alonso. Now hard on the brakes, close to the rear diffuser there. And now we're into that first sector, or is this the third sector? What do we call this?
We have no idea.
I could not tell you that this was a different game. I mean, some of the like some of the like overlays, and you know, they're not in the in-car camera, so I don't know.
Right.
Backward tracks. I think if it's your main jam, I think it'll get more than 10 minutes of life. I think for those of us who are just like only gonna dabble in that game, I don't need backward tracks. I love the concept, and like for someone who runs like iRacing, I think backward tracks would be really cool, especially in the lower series where like they only use 2 or 3 tracks. You know, if you're in the Miata, I think they use 4 tracks and they just keep repeating them. And it's like, well, cool. Yeah. Could you at least go backwards this time? All right. Project Motor Racing. 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go! It's May Day! Time to honor those hard-working GT3 drivers. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Y Drive. Here we go. Project Motor Racing.
Oh, I can't wait for this one, man.
Just stop
seeing
your
all
line.
Seeing all the classic GT cars in it. All right. Man, the night, you can't say it didn't get you hyped up to see all the classic GT cars.
All right, I like the Lister. I like the Saline.
They ask, why do you love this wild, crazy sport?
Joe.
Because life makes a lot more sense when you're out there chasing limits.
If I ran Silverstone backwards, I wouldn't know it from forward.
Like to play.
I'm trying to think. Would I know it?
The thing about messing with the limits thing,
sweeper.
eventually come unstuck.
Yeah, I can't do it either.
I think the Lister Storm is just one of the coolest looking cars ever. I do.
Oh, yeah.
It's so like badass. It's like race car. I reek of race car.
Now.
Yeah.
Now you go back out. You do it.
Dude, it was such a crazy looking car back in the day when it came out, and it was so different than all the other cars that were kind of around during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Competing, racing.
Kind of looked like a Ferrari, F50? Like the nose? And that's Ferrari.
A little bit.
It's the wins that define us.
P-Cars 4.
In this sport,
Ignite your passion, race across eras and 70 plus iconic cars. I thought they were saying 70s like era. 70 iconic cars, 10 defining racing class, definitive racing. I can't read all of a sudden.
Sim racing.
If they can capture the magic of the GTR games with this one, I'd call this game a success. Oh yeah.
Lambo. If it has a good single player career mode, it will have it'll have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Tom Jones, seriously, you can't picture a Lister Storm? I think I can find one just by scrolling back here on this game.
Yeah, it was on there. I mean, this was like that's the car that they used the most when they were advertising this title.
The TVR. Here it is. I think that above one. That's the Lister Storm. It's a modern one though. That's like my recollection of the car dates back to Sports Car GT, and it had a lot less aero than this version here, but it still has the same. Like if you were a fan of the car, you'd instantly be like, "Oh, that's a Lister," right? Like as much as you would like looking at an Aston Martin, you'd be like, "Oh, it's got to be an Aston. Look at the grille," or a BMW. There's Amir. Or a BMW. Did you hear me, Amir?
Yeah, BMW.
Or you'd be like, oh look, that's got to be a BMW. Look at those giant kidneys on the nose. All right. Okay, that's it there. Assetto Corsa Evo overtake community car wish list. So if you they just put out a wish list. They did a poll on community, and here's their list of cars they would love to see in the game. I did my own list, and it had twice as many cars on it. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Whoa. Wait. My thing's gone haywire. Amir, you are coming and going.
I think didn't I?
You were all over. Whoa, wait. Go back. What happened?
What happened? I'm still here.
No, not to... What happened to my video? I had a video queued up, and YouTube did some stupid... Don't do this to me.
I thought you were blaming me for something.
Oh, you're coming and going. That I can deal with. Moto GP trailer. Man. Oh, is this it? No, 2 months ago. Oh, I'm so freaking pissed. Here it is. I found it. Okay.
I'm sure, John. I'm sure we'll get single seaters. I mean, we had single seaters in the original AC, so I'm sure we'll have something in AC Evo if they want to make this, like the Gran Turismo of PC sim racing. I'm sure they will.
All right, here we go. Moto GP launch trailer. Ready?
What are we racing for? We race for this. And we live for that. In endless love.
I don't love
and constant fight with gravity.
Motorcycle
Born to shrink times
racing
and
games.
Stretch limits. Because
No.
our engines
Oh, look, they got the little guy. Look at, they have like, are those 125s or just old school? Or both? Looks like they've added some historic and other classes. Oops.
I know it was, I think the last couple of MotoGPs, or maybe just the last one they had, MotoGP 1, MotoGP 2, 3 in there.
Right.
So they had the different classes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the control pad is kind of weird, but like a wheel is wrong. No, control pad's your only option. All right, Forza announcing they've been working on their AI, so they did a little write-up talking about what's coming in update number 20. Drivatar AI capabilities using a new multi-line system. So instead of, I guess that's to lower their predictability, faster even when they're not on the optimal racing line, skilled and defensive, providing exciting competition, capable of overtaking the player and passing other AI opponents without veering off the track, able to better limit collisions and off-track behaviors, including awkward mergers when they attempt to return to the ideal racing line. So that's what's going on at Forza Camp A. Forza Camp B, it did launch, so you now have Forza Horizon 5 and its DLC availability on the PlayStation 5, which so weird that oh wait, that isn't weird. I don't know why. I thought, it's like, wait, you're a Microsoft product. It's not like some third part. You're Microsoft asking to come to our party. Okay.
Right.
Like they don't. I mean, you can't play Forza Motorsport on Sony, right?
No.
But they're like, wait, but Horizon, it's all cool. It might as well be Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's no different. It's not. This isn't Gran Turismo. And Sony's like,
yeah, it's the casual title.
We're gonna give you a 3-year timeout. All right. It only took 20 years for Forza to realize there are multiple driving lanes.
Because I still even remember, a couple of years ago, we were talking about it where Sony announced they're going to bring games to the PC, and one of those rumored games was Gran Turismo 7, but we haven't heard anything or seen this. Well, I think we talked about it, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
And still nothing? Yeah.
Have you heard? All right, American Truck Simulator. I've noticed it's gone very quiet on American Truck Simulator. So when I look at their page, lots of news all the time. Euro Truck's not getting the same love as American Truck Simulator. And it's because their trucks are uglier. That's why. Because, I would imagine if you're if you're a European, you're like, yeah, this Scandia is cool and all. This snub-nosed Scandia is cool and all. But have you seen that Peterbilt, that Kenworth? Man, that's a truck. Yeah, come on. Come on. So anyway, I don't know if I'm right or wrong on that, by the way. Europeans could mock our ridiculously large trucks for all I know and be right. That's my knowledge base. I'm just messing with the world. Cruising through Illinois, getting ready to experience and welcoming accommodations of the Prairie State's mini truck stops. Man, what could be more fun in a sim than visiting a truck stop in
I was gonna say, X Driver just mentioned it, and how I completely forgot about it too. Was just a couple weeks ago they released the Balkans pack on ETS.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe just need a little bit more time. Maybe the team for ETS is a little bit smaller than the ATS team. I don't know.
Perhaps. But I'm not done. I guess it's just this week. Maybe this week. Okay. We'll just say this week. The Missouri DLC for ATS is now released and available on Steam. That was available on the...
Ooh.
Oh, wait. That's a month old. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Missouri. We talked about Missouri.
Oh, look. This just in.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let me double check. 44 minutes ago.
Check the date.
Experimental beta for ETS 2 is now available, featuring asynchronous loading and other new content, but we need your help. Before opting in, we strongly recommend reading the blog post. It includes important info and precautions. All right, so look, they have a whole write-up at Steam. This just in, you guys. So yeah, they're looking for beta testers, apparently. When they say beta, they mean beta. We do want to stress, however, that because of the depth of the changes in this beta, it could potentially affect your save files. That's why we strongly recommend creating a brand new profile specifically for the experimental beta. So there you go. And you have to do the whole opt-in thing on Steam. All right. May the 4th be with you. That's coming up. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
2 days.
May the 4th day be here.
May the force be with you, my young Padawan.
In honor of... Oh, I like their play here. May the force feedback be with you. From May 1st through 9th, feel the power of the CSL DD QR2 wheelbase like never before, with special discounts on 5 and 8 Nm bases. USA and Canada only.
Oh.
So they're tariff beating. They're using the force to fight tariffs. I love it.
So.
Wow. We're slashing those prices.
Right? Like, yeah, oh, guys, sorry, we got to increase prices because of tariffs. But oh, wait. For this week and this week only, we're slashing prices.
You don't like it? That's what the grocery store did. They raised, like, here's what I've noticed my market does. I almost could do a rant
Right.
cam. I'm not. I'm trying to be cool. So I'm showing,
Yeah.
I'm saying this as a cynic, so I'm enjoying it. So this is still a half full positive flow for me. I've noticed that my market likes to list everything at like rack rate. Rack rate, if you don't know, if you ever stay in a hotel room, go read the back of the door. And the back of the door will show you what they will charge for that room if it was like a Friday night during the Super Bowl and they're fully booked. But chances are, and that might say $500 a night, but you might only paid $99 for that night. That's totally normal in the hotel industry. Rack rate just is what the absolute max for that room would be. My market is now putting rack rate as the list price for every single item in the market. And then like whatever it is they feel like, probably because of what they have based in the warehouse, everything will be on sale. So almost everything's always on some kind of a sale, right? But they always list that because they want you to feel good. Like, oh, $9.99 isn't ridiculous for a 12-pack of soda because it really could be $11.99, right? I mean, if we were really, really greedy, it would be $11.99. We're only charging you $99 if you buy 3 at a time. We're so generous in our heart.
Yeah, because we care about our loyal customers.
Here is what I have heard the markets are going to go to, by the way. You want to hear something scary? It actually makes sense. It actually makes sense, but I don't think it's going to work in our benefit. Like, I think they're going to have like instantaneous price changing based on inventory.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes total sense. So if you go to buy, I don't want to use that bad example. If you go to buy a carton of milk and they just got a shipment in and they're sitting on 20 cases of milk, the price might drop all the way down to this price. But as they get bought out, depending on when the next batch comes in, the price starts going up dramatically until you're down to like the last item where they're probably charging rack rate. But yes, this is the move that I've heard. But that's normal if you go to buy like tickets to an event or airplane tickets will work that way. There are a lot of things, Uber pricing, right? If you ever use Uber or Lyft, you know, that whole well, their whole I forget their name, but if you try to get a Uber during rush hour, it costs 10 times as much if you try to get one at like 11 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Flex pricing. So anyway,
yeah. I'm hoping. And so here's the thing that I'm afraid about is, okay, I don't necessarily agree with the political situation or the economic situation with all the stuff regarding pricing, all that stuff. And I don't want to get too deep into it because we're a sim racing channel. We're here to have fun. We're here to have a blast, not all the other stuff. Try to keep you positive, Sean. I'm trying to keep you positive.
Have full.
What I'm afraid about is now that these manufacturers are raising the prices and it's only for America, right? It's only for the U.S.
Right.
Now, when the tariffs disappear, we go back to not having tariffs anymore. Are the manufacturers going to drop the prices again, or is this going to become the new norm?
Oh, it's the new norm.
And that's the thing.
It's the new norm for the most part.
Right. So I mean, like now, but yeah, and that's what I'm afraid of. Like, because you reviewed the Fanatec Club Sport, GT rig, right? And when in that video, you said it was $850, and then like literally a couple of days later, Fanatec we're increasing prices, and it went up to $1,200.
Yeah, that's happening across the board.
Right? Yeah, I'm just using that as an example. And so now, like, let's say in 3 days the tariffs go away, is it going to go back to being $850 again?
Okay, I have a pretty good answer to this one. I don't mean it in the greedy way. Where they can get away with it, they will leave those prices in place. Right. But where they can't, they won't. So in areas of high competition, they will not. So in the case of, like, look at how many wheel companies there are. We are as protected of tariffs. Let me rephrase that. It's more than tariffs. We are as protected from price increase in sim racing hardware as you can get. because we have so many companies lobbying for and competing for the same amount of space. I mean, if you think about the amount of companies you have to choose from when it comes to wheels, wheel rims, pedals,
right?
If you can't just raise prices and get away with it. When in my neighborhood, when I'm talking about what my market does, well, Safeway, money grubbing scum Safeway, bought all of the small markets. So there are no there are only two market. You only have two. You only have three market choices where I live, and I should learn to speak Spanish. You have Safeway, or you have Oliver's. Oliver's is like upscale. They sell fancy wine and cheese and have a really good butchery, but they're really expensive for a market. All right.
Right.
And then you have the Mercado, which if you're white, you won't even see it, even though you drive past it every day. You'll just be like, I don't even see that building. What's that? Oh, it's a market. It's a lot more affordable. But so anyway, Safeway will not drop prices ever, in my opinion, because they have made it so they don't have to. So
right.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, I'm curious to see the. I mean, I get sim racing because we're more of a niche market. I don't think people will be as quiet as other people, but I don't know. We'll wait and see.
If BMW builds a car plant in the United States, it won't change anything. Because see, they
already build the cars.
Yeah, and
they build their SUVs in the States, but they build the cars in Germany. And here, I don't want to get into it. I could explain why. I can explain things about why they're like why. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not getting. If people want to have this discussion or conversation, you can talk to me in Discord, and we can debate it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it here. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy this time.
I'll have this conversation with anyone who wants to have it. You won't like what I mean, but if you don't like what I have to say, we won't enjoy the conversation much. That's what I don't have a lot of room for opinion in my world when it comes to these things. So that's what I'd leave that at. But yeah, I
just want to have fun.
I'll happily have that argument with anyone every day.
Right.
Okay, so this has me intrigued, and I'm sitting here going, I don't know what's going on here. So this is a post at Moza Racing, and it was on April 30th. INIT, in it, eSports. I've never heard of them. Team USA's next showdown goes live this May 3rd, Twitch channel. Mark your calendar. So, we already have a Team USA? Is this official? Like, when they call themselves Team USA, what is the context of that? Does anybody know? I mean, I'm like, that's a pretty bold statement, and I don't remember getting an application to try out. Anyway, 2 days left, and then, yeah, that's all I know. Anyway, I was just tripping when I saw that this morning. All right, Sim Magic talking about the Evo, available now.
Evo.
This was posted on the 27th, and the price is the $6.99. So that's the same. It's the same. Here's somebody unboxing one. Well, Sim Magic. And then they have an update, patch notes for the update. So they do have that new software, which I talked about in my review. And they have some notes there for that as well. So big day, big week for Sim Magic for sure.
Yeah.
HF8 Pro, we already talked about it. There it is. Let's see, $249. All right, price stayed the same, by the way. No price changes. They didn't pull the rug out for me on this one. And let's see, just a few. Okay, now we have some Sim Racing Expo announcements.
Yeah.
Into the Apex Motorsport Podcast Network. They're going to be there. We're going to have a lot of media people there, because check it out. Then we've got Auburn Kyle, who is a Twitch streamer, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
We've got PXN, and they are a hardware manufacturer. They made that cool button box. I've tried their wheels, and they're kind of like, So what, are you guys like Mad Cats? I mean, like that's massive Mad Catz vibe on their stuff.
I was gonna say, I'd put them a couple steps above Mad Catz.
Their button box is cool. I love their button box.
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie. It's totally like, I mean, like if you're like a refined sim racer and I've got my Bodner base and I've got, no, but I mean, like just for the everyday, it's such a cool button box.
Right.
All right. Who else? Eliza Indriani. I can't remember her. She's a broadcaster. She does eSport broadcasting, if I'm not mistaken.
And she's a streamer too. She's a sim racing streamer.
So
she's part of the Overtake crowd, I believe.
Okay, Overtake crowd, cool.
Or Trackfan, I can't remember.
No, Overtake. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was Overtake.
Yeah.
And
Overtake.
I know she's
Overtake.
like a next level racing ambassador.
Ambassador. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, in the Simpit rally, I should do Shaun muffs for this one. I don't want to hear about it. Alesh, I know Alesh isn't here. I think Alesh is mad and boycotting my show. He's mad at his teammate for screwing up yesterday.
Oh, don't worry, my teammate's mad at me too.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, you can go behind the building and talk about it with Christian. You'll be all good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go. You could go into your thing, and I'll do mine.
All right. Alesh, if you're watching, I noticed you scored 12 points and I scored 0. Now, historically, I'm not known for scoring a lot of points. But I guarantee you, because of the way the scoring and rally works, I will make it up to you, buddy. So we can just act like I drove off the cliff like Joa predicted I was gonna. So we can just act like that happened. I just DNF'd. That will not happen again. I already got my week I'm going to be on vacation covered. I got you, buddy. I totally screwed up. I get it. It all caught me off guard. It's a bad week. But we're good, I hope. Jeff and Mel, the sim magic have been broken. What evil sorcerer has come in and made such claim? All right. At Rally Monte Carlo, did you have any words, or should I move on to results?
No, for me, like, dude, I was trying, and probably this is probably my on my bad. So Christian Dirge, I gotta apologize too, man. Because I didn't realize I didn't know you had the HF pad, so I'm like, all right, I gotta finish my SimuCube video, get that ready for Thursday. So like Monday, Tuesday, I'm doing nothing but editing, make sure that video's done. Got it done like Tuesday, like at midnight. I got it done. I uploaded it. I'm like, all right, good. I can relax. Usually, and Wednesdays I'm not at home, so I couldn't do the rally. So like Thursday, I'm gonna do my rally on Thursday. And the week before, I tried to get rally working, couldn't get it to work, and I realized that before they made VR available in WRC, they had that like weird workaround where you could edit some files to make it work.
Right.
And so I think because of that, WRC wouldn't work on me. So I went ahead, deleted WRC, deleted all this, the save files, the settings, all that sorts of, completely cleaned it off my computer and re-downloaded it. And I didn't have enough time. It's like, all right, Thursday, I'm going to do my rally right as I get home, do that, get that knocked out, and then go into the road series practice so I can make sure I'm ready for Sunday. I go in, I try to get the game going, I get to the logo splash screen, nothing. It just crashes and nothing. Dude, I spent almost 3.5 hours trying to get WRC to work. I uninstalled, installed, repaired the EA anti-cheat, deleted it, went and downloaded the newest one, tried that didn't work, did admin mode, did Windows 8 compatibility, enabled secure boot, because somebody on the forums recommends, like, oh yeah, do enable secure boot from your BIOS and they'll bring it up. So I tried that. I tried so many different things and I could not get stupid WRC to work, which I ended up going to the event viewer in Windows to see what error I was getting. It was EA's stupid piece of crap anti-cheat. I like, and so it gave me an error, failed to obtain origin directory. And then I go to Google it. There's not anything. There's barely any news online about it. So that talks about what's the problem with it. So you know what? I messaged Cal. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, dude. I spent the last 3.5 hours trying to get this to work. I can't find anything about how to get this fixed. Anything. I'm just giving up. I'm done. I can't even deal with this anymore. I was just so angry and so agitated yesterday. And like I should have messaged Christian, let him know, but I was like, I was so angry and just livid that I didn't like. I just got to walk away from this PC before I start throwing it out the freaking balcony. So.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
That sounds like Robbie Unser's story. I can't believe I've never done that. Like on like Robbie Gordon. Like I don't know, for some reason that name always pops in my head.
Right.
So here we're gonna do this. Chickadee check it. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I did it wrong. Whoop.
Yeah, and to be fair, Callum tried to help me too. He gave me some suggestions. I'm like, dude, I already tried all of that. Like, believe me, I scoured the EA forums, going through all their technical forums and even Reddit and everything. I couldn't find anything. I can't do it. I'm done. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Boom! Look at that. Thank you, Driver61. We got it. I like that. I just have to be reminded because I'll screw it up the other way. He asked me to do a different scene with us on the top instead of the bottom.
Oh.
So if we need to cover less or different information.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, just like that. That's how slick I can be sometimes when things go right. All right, rally, but the way things are going, I was actually afraid to do it because I was like, watch when I try to duplicate one of my scenes live, OBS will just reject everything and shut everything down. That's what I was like, there's a 50% chance it's gonna
right.
Do that to me. So anyway, it worked out. And I got my 2 buttons right here, just like that. So, all right, Rally Monte Carlo, Jeff SMKU. Oh, Alesh wasn't even here. Alesh, I was literally sitting here thinking that you were giving me the silent treatment. I'm like, Alesh hasn't said a word during today's show. I am Alesh's teammate, and I missed yesterday's rally. Dude, I think he's blacklisted me. I think I'm like, he might have like put me on ignore or something.
He's unbanned.
Yeah.
He's banned you, unsub. He's probably talking shit about you on Reddit right now, saying that Sean Cole, that wannabe guy from the Simpit.
Can't count on him for anything. Oh shit, I just noticed Joe has already scored more points this season than I'm going to get all year. And he's going to do it to me again. Watch, Joe won't run another one. That's it. He's done. One and done. And then like 8 races he'll be like,
Joe has had a good week this week.
Hey, I'll just he won the road race. Okay, back on track.
Anyways,
what did I do? I missed my rally is what I did. All right, Jeff SMKU didn't miss the rally. In fact, he won it 31-43 overall time. I missed a short rally. What a bummer. My shoulder could have handled that. Caractacus finishing in second. Great job, Caractacus. HS Whipperman. Heiko finishing in third. David S in fourth. Alesh Mom, my teammate, in fifth. Joa Bloody McGee in sixth. Dirge Christian Clark, your teammate, finishing in seventh. Turlon 28 in eighth. PC Deadman ninth. Max Power in 10th. I'm going to read off the whole list. Why not? Frank Batcham, May Racer, Sport Comic, Woo, wow, Van Morik, Vintage Dude, Tommy Rally Jones in 16th, Sean Cobb, 17th, John Hill, F4H Red Pod in 18th, Spatial Dragon, Lacote, rounding out. So that is our results. In the team championships, These are combined points. Our leading team right now, these are in order, yes. Whipperman. Oh, no, it's Caractacus and Wouter Van Morik, WDDF rally team in the lead. They ran. Everybody had to run in the, well, no, not everyone. Tom ran in the Citroen. I hope I didn't screw that up. Anyway, David S. and Tom Jones, Davy Jones Locker Racing, they finished with, they have 32 points. Heiko and John Hill have 29. Joa and Scooby, 25 points. Alesh Malmanstrong have 12 points. We're ahead of Dirge and Ameer. We got that going for us, Alesh.
Right. Booth is taking over for me, so he's going to kick your ass.
Wait, Booth is taking... That's not fair.
Dirge needs a teammate, and I can't drive.
Booth is...
Unless I get it fixed.
Booth is not an amateur rally guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I did a rally test on him, and he didn't really do that well. So.
Oh, he's faster than you.
Yeah, he was.
That's our.
No,
bar.
he wasn't faster. He actually wasn't faster than me. So he was an amateur. We timed each other, and he was slower by like 15 seconds. Yeah, I think. Yeah, 15 seconds. So he's an amateur. This
feels like a rug pull. You know, I used to have hair before my last rug pull. All right. And Shaun and Ameer, you guys are the weakest link. Goodbye.
You are.
Goodbye. Sour Diesel Racing. Oh my God, yeah, Dirge and Christian and Booth as teammates. There might be a race there might be a race or two missed starts by them. You know, wait. I did that yesterday. What am I talking about? I can't point any fingers. Is it Thursday? Yeah. All right. Circuit of the Americas. I apologize. Oh, this is where my week started going to shit. My shoulder. I can't race this Sunday, by the way. It's both shoulders. I have to get on my physical therapy. I'm really getting screwed up right now. So I'm not racing on Sunday. I'm not even gonna do, like, you and I will talk about it. I'm not gonna broadcast either because it's not. No. So we'll figure out what Ameer's gonna do. I gotta bow out. I can do rally because I can break between stages, so it's only like 5 or 10 minutes. Like I was testing gear and filming footage, and it's like I can do 5 or 10 minutes. And then I get up and I walk around, I stretch out, get some blood flow, and then I can hop back in the rig. What I can't do is sit there for 60 minutes of intensity. It just, because I get tighter and tighter every 10 minutes kind of thing. You know, and if you look at me at the end of the race, this is how I look at the end of the race too. You know, it's like, I just keep squeezing, you know. So anyway, I got everything set up. Ameer we were gonna run we had it set up. We were gonna have one picture covering most exciting. We had the normal Ameer in car and, you know, video camera. And what was it, like 3 minutes before we went live? Literally 3 minutes before.
Yeah.
I left this room and I came back in and there was no power. And it was like, wait a second, what happened? What did I do? And I thought it was a breaker, and I'm flipping breakers. Like, no, we have no power. Anyway, it was the weirdest thing because, like, no bad weather, middle of the day, just not when you'd expect it to happen, and bam, no power. So I was out. Yeah. Anyway, the race goes on without Shaun, though, that's for sure. Circuit of the Americas, it was Joa Antonio winning the race, Randall White finishing in second, Joshua Higi finishing in third, Sam Hitchie in fourth, and Neil McDougall in fifth. I see you finished in sixth. And in our amateur group, it was... Yeah?
No, go ahead, finish.
In amateur, it was Robert McNeil, Brandon Carl, Sherfill Luisi, Travis Fleming, and Ken Estep. All right. I have standings, but did you have something to say about that?
Dude, I was gonna say this by far. This is where I'm kind of like I kind of got upset afterwards. This wasn't streamed because, dude, this by far has been one of my favorite races we've done in God knows how long. we were battling, like, it was me, Higgy, Ken Nickel, Neil McDougall. We were all battling each other for positions throughout most of the whole, and Sam Hinchy, all battling for positions throughout the whole entire race, man. It was so crazy. Like at one point, I think at one point, like the second, third lap, me, Ken, and Neil were like 3 wide into one of the corners, and it got, I think at the end, like I was in 5th place, right, and I was fighting Neil, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm actually faster than Neil this race. I can catch him, I can beat him. And this whole entire race, I'm trying to, like, because there's not really many spots at Coda to pass except after the long straights, you get into the tight corners. I got him on the second, right before the second straightaway. I was already at 11 incidents, and I've bumped cars a couple of times and we got 0. But this time I was turning and he bumped into me. But because he bumped into me, he went off track, which then gave me a 1x. And I ended up going over the limit, and then. Yeah, and so Neil ended up beating me that way. But oh my god, dude,
That's awesome.
oh my god, dude, it was such a fun race. I can't wait. Yeah, for Road Atlanta, all other races, because this season, man, it's been so much fun racing with everybody. It's been a great season, man.
That's awesome. RTA, have a good one. So shoulder. So no, it isn't from sim racing, but sim racing doesn't help. Driver 6D9. So the getting tense is just something. It's just a weird habit. I do that when I race. I used to do it when I played soccer. It's just like the more the time goes on, the more excited I get, and so instead of relaxing into it, I get more tense. It's something I definitely need to work on, and I as I've gotten older, I'm aware of it, and I think back to when I played competitive soccer, and I'm like, man, as good as you were, and I was actually very good at soccer, I could have been better, because there are so many times this like tense and intense and not relaxing and having more vision. And I was extremely fast. I'm short, but I'm like super fast. So I just overpowered the game. And there were so many times I could have just like, man, you had that dude beat by 10 yards. You could have taken 2 or 3 extra steps before you shot that ball, right? And so yeah, I tense up. That's my thing. Shoulder. It's a result of age, and I think here's the thing. I think when you spend most of your life being super athletic and really fit, which is my life until about 35 years old, and then it just started declining to where I don't do anything now. And that took 20 years to go from 35 and being fit to 55. I'm a little older than that, but and doing nothing. And now atrophy is setting in is what it is. So it's frozen shoulder, but frozen shoulder in a less clinical word is called you're lazy and gaining weight and you don't do shit. But once it's there, you're kind of where you need to do something about it. Like you can't just now be like, oh, well, maybe I should start going for a walk. Now I have to rehab the shoulder in order to get back to a starting point. And I have a mental goal. I have a heart goal that my mental capacity is not allowing to be fulfilled. So my heart goal is I'd really like to get back in a certain level of shape because I don't feel as old as I am. So I'm like, well, maybe you should get your ass in shape so you really can back that up. Because right now you might be as old as you are, you know? Like, so... Anyway, wow, that was a real insight. Yeah, I have multiple bikes. I have 3 bikes in my bedroom, and I don't ride any of them. I ride my little electric scooter. Yoga. I need to get into yoga. I need to find a yoga class and join it. Years ago, I
there's so many. There's a lot, actually, a lot of good yoga. There's a lot of good yoga videos on YouTube, man. You don't even need to go anywhere.
You know what you can do here?
You
can do goat yoga. and puppy yoga.
I don't think you'd be doing a lot of yoga with puppies.
I
just want to be sitting there just petting them the whole time.
I need to do semi-private yoga for those people who are so not limber that they don't want to publicly show people this and stretch, right? So I need to. There's like this yoga with Jen, or I can't remember. She's kind of like a middle-aged, like high-energy yoga chick who has some beginner stuff I've seen. I need to like follow along with some courses. And, the problem I'm having though, again, this is in my heart. My brain is overworked and lazy. And my brain is just rejecting anything that I don't have to do. Have to's: eat, sleep, shower, go to the market, edit. If it's not on the have to list, my brain's like, nah, no, you've done too much already. I need to flip that script.
Yeah, dude, I'm just telling you, like, I'll swear by yoga, man. Like, it helps with my lower back, my knee. And now, like, slowly, been changing my diet to make sure, I'm not eating all that junk or anything like that. Trying to drink more water, taking supplements, like, taking the amino acids, taking magnesium, taking zinc, all that stuff. Because, I'm starting to feel that stuff as I'm getting older too. I'm like, I don't want to be. I've seen people that injure themselves, in their late 40s, 50s and stuff, and they just kind of give up on life and everything atrophies. Like, they get a surgery. Like, example, they get a knee replacement surgery and they get too lazy and never rehabilitate themselves, never do PT. And, they start having all these health complications. They can't walk anymore. They're bedridden and things like that. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be, I want to be like the old Buddhist sensei in his freaking 90s, still jumping and tap dancing. Like, dude, I saw Dick Van Dyke, a video of Dick Van Dyke. He's like freaking 99 now, I think. Like, he's in his 90s. And the dude's still able to dance and, do all sorts of things at his age. And all he does, he's like, I'm not letting age take over. I'm getting up. I'm working out. I am going to dance until the day I die. Yeah, man. Like, I want to be like him. I don't want to be like, like the other people that just give up after, just because of a little pain. Yeah.
I have to do that because I haven't even taken up the hobby of parkour yet, and I was just getting ready to get into it. I mean, so Andres, so that was Fabio Martins, and the problem with that yoga is that I was already kind of like nearing this stage of life, right? That was like 8 years ago, but like that yoga was for like Cirque du Soleil people, like athletes who are going to have the physical strength to do some of the stuff that, because some yoga is just balance and knowledge, right? But if you're just a fat ass who has no limber, you can't do those, like, here, I'm going to balance my whole self on one palm. That's how you end up where I'm at. Funny enough, you need to like really work into that stuff. And that's the problem I'm having right now, is that I just can't do anything. And it's like, oh, it's so freaking pathetic. But it's also, and then the shoulders. I'll tell you this. I don't know how many of you are over 50, but I just learned this, but every injury you ever had, every single one of them, man, if you had a shoulder pulled out of socket, or you broke an elbow, or you ruptured a bursa in your knee, or whatever it is that you did in your 20s, your 30s, and you rehabbed and you grunted your teeth and you just moved on and whatever, all of that comes back in your 50s. So I am riddled with sports injuries of a lifetime that are now coming back, and I what I need to do is I just need to get on the bike, like Booth said. I just need to get on the bike and get going. And the time crunch and the pressure of my work has not helped, because I've just been keeping it going strong. All right, can we move on? I feel like we are starting to enter the half empty. My coffee is half full, but it's gone cold. I'm not sure how to interpret that.
I didn't have a drink. I need to get me a drink. So let's move on.
We're almost done. We're almost done. All right. Actually, yeah, we are. So let's look at some rigs.
Okay.
David showed his rig, so we're gonna look at David's rig.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Look at that. I didn't know you were on a T818. You're on a Thrustmaster everything. Oh, Club Sport pedals.
Who's this?
David.
David S?
No. Try again.
No, that's not Payne.
That's not David Payne's rig?
No.
Am I tripping?
On the yeah, I'm seeing the Fanatic and the Thrustmaster.
Yeah. David has VRS. What am I? What? Hold on. Oh man, Shaun, you suck.
That's David S. Because he added the orange striping.
It's David S. I'm sorry, David. You had it right. I had it wrong. Well, here is Theodore's rig. You know, I just make it up. Here's David S.'s rig. Sorry, David. Sorry. Wrong David. Yeah, David Payne runs VRS. You're like, David S? I'm like, no. I'm thinking, no, it's David Payne. What?
That's a nice rig. I like the striping that he did.
I do too.
A nice, has that nice little accent to it. Oh yeah.
Did you buy that or 3D print it yourself? That would fall in the cat. So my brother, when I bought my 3D printer, I started printing doodads and doohickeys.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was like, look, if you can like go down to Walmart and buy it, or you can get it on Amazon and it's like $2, don't waste your stupid printer making that stuff. like the hours of electricity it took to make that stupid thing. And so I almost was like going to make a piece of profile to make just a bar to go on my rig to make it cool, right? And it was like, dude, that's not the point. It is to prototype stuff that you can't make or go buy, right? Anyway, that was my brother. I heeded those words ever since, though, and because I would have started doing things like 3D printing the little channel stripes, right? And it's like, what a waste of filament, right? Because those things aren't terribly expensive. All right.
Right.
Is that a tablet behind the shifters? Yes, it looks like a tablet behind the shifters. And some race bracelets. How'd you get those off without tearing them? Or did you tape them back together again? Those look like race day bracelets, David S. Like track days. That looks like track day bracelets. All right. Ooh, I see a fan down at the feet. He's got the Wavo cooling. Multiple rims. Tablet and display for VR. All right.
I would say, Jeff, if you're in our Discord, we have a channel called Post Your Rig, and you can post pictures of your rig in there. If you're not, Devin, he just showed the link for our Discord. You can join there and post the pictures of your rig in that channel, and we'll share it on the Friday show.
Oh, fans are essential with VR. Yeah, that's like, I should almost do a video on that. Like, if you're going to run VR, the first thing you should do is buy a fan. Because you are going to overheat.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's Boothy's rig. Poor Boothy's rig's like waiting for things. It's like, oh, I got my rig. Where are my pedals? Where are my... Oh, that's my old Ferrari rim. Hold on, yeah. Oh, you can... Oh, wait, no. I was going to say, there's my... That's their labels, not mine. Very cool. All right, back to Boothy's rig. Boothy's rig, waiting on... Well, you got some pedals on there, inverted, but they're broken, right? Busted-ass pedals. Oh, those are inverted like Rick Motec or something. Willwood arms, at least.
But those are the ones. Aren't those the ones that you gave him?
I don't know. I can't keep track of
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think you sent him the inverted Willwood Rikmatech pedals.
I didn't have inverted Rikmotex.
I thought you did. Was he got it from? I can't remember.
I never had inverted.
I thought he got them from you.
He might have inverted them himself. Those don't look like.
No, those are because the Willwoods are inverted. The Tiltons are the normal one.
They came from a crew member.
Okay, so I remember it was somebody from our Discord then. Okay.
We all have Shaun part. Well, Booth has got stuff from me, but I don't think those are my pedals. I don't think so. They don't look familiar. All right. Beyond that, I think all I'm going to show you, I'm not going to go through Reddit because we had 2 submissions from our own. What's the brown? I'm not looking at a brown stain on the shifter. I don't want to know. We'll look at this. You'll like this, Ameer.
Ooh.
Tim has a TH8A and a transducer. Oh, your Moza GS rim is from me. Hey, anybody looking for gear? Let me know.
All right.
You never know what I got.
Oh, that's awesome. Even the brakes have LEDs to make them
light up.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that.
That's pretty sweet, man. Dude, this is why I love sim racing, because there's nothing really out there other than flight sims, but those two, between flight sims and sim racing, like there's nothing really out there like this that people can do. Like, you play Call of Duty, what do? You either sit on a computer with your keyboard and mouse, that's all you do, or like with the gamepad in front of your TV. You play fighting games. It's not like you're actually fighting people to do any stuff. Like, this is what I love about sim racing. People can do anything. With whatever they have. They just need to have a little bit of ingenuity and a place to get parts from, and you can make an amazing rig or amazing platform like this out of nothing. This is what I love about the hobby, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
That's better than Rogan's rig. Well, I think that brings us to the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything else. I can tell you, I'm working on a couple things. I'm working on the Wave Italy pedals. I don't know if I mentioned on when I put the base together, and it's over 15 inches wide, which is wider than this rig, wider than the rig behind me. Because basically, if your rig has like an angle plate, right, for the deck of the pedals, chances are those wings, I like to, those end plates stick up past, they stick up because you probably don't have them at their very highest point, right? And that 15 is wider than those. So I either have to invert them, which is going to make mounting them a little trickier. It can be done, but it'll be trickier. Or I need to put them on the big rig. But as I was just explaining to you guys earlier, well, the big rig's really hard to film. So I'm not sure that's... Anyway, I got that, and then we got the AccuForce wheelbase, the 2 big projects I'm working on right now. And I have some other stuff that we're working on behind the scenes as well, because it's never ending, and I'm leaving town in 3 weeks. I'm leaving town in 3 weeks, everybody. I'll be gone for a week.
Where are you going?
I am going to the Indy 500.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Indy 500 this year.
You lucky bee.
And I might be going to Dallara headquarters, USA.
Nice.
And I might...
That's awesome, man.
And I might be getting a private tour of Dallara. Not like the people tour, but the my buddy works there tour. I might be driving the Dallara Big Sim.
Okay.
I might. This is maybe. This one's the most maybe of everything. I might be doing Carb Day from the Delara suite.
You know what you could do is like, when the people walk away, just like make sure you unlock one of those, loading doors, and that would come back in the middle of the night and just like haul away one another simulator.
And I'll be staying like a mile from the track.
Yeah.
Because my buddy lives in Speedway.
Right.
And Speedway's only like 2 miles big. It's tiny.
Nice.
Yeah. I will bring in fact, that reminds me, I have to buy.
Yeah.
The batteries on my camera only last like 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
So I have 3, but I'm like, oh my god, a day at Delara is gonna take like more than that. I'll need to be charging while I'm filming. Luckily, they charge pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then memory chips too. My camera is a memory hog. And in old school days, I used to, clear my camera I'd bring a laptop and a hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to, on location days, like at lunch, I'd clear my chips, right?
Right.
I just need to bring more chips.
Oh, yeah. Like when I went to the Expo last year, I bought 4 or 5 memory cards.
Yeah.
Just so I could make sure I had enough. And then at the end of the day, I would put everything on the laptop at night. It's like just let everything download while I'm sleeping. That way in the morning, everything's fresh. I can take it out and put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, that's what I will be doing.
Cool, man. I'm excited
here.
for you. I'm jealous, but I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I've only, I went to the Indy 500 the year that Danica ran her first Indy 500. So that's the only time I've been there. So,
yeah.
I always wanted to see a video what casual sim rigs lack compared to professional rigs. Andres, if I'm smart, I'll figure out a way of getting like 3 or 4 episodes out of just using their sim, because that's a great video.
Yeah.
Or even like, what do they got that I don't got? I have a nice motion platform. The D-Box is actually very fast. I was looking up some millisecond reaction time speeds of various things, and turns out this D-Box I have is actually a very, very fast motion platform. So yeah, it's like, well, wait, I got, one of the best motion systems you can get out there. There are a lot of options and ways to go, but I really love this D-Box, even though it's like, I don't even know if you can buy it right now. It's still kind of a weird unicorn piece. I've not seen any in the public other than mine in the wild.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen my platform anywhere?
Just at the Expo when D-Box was showcasing them.
Okay. Yeah, they're unicorns. One of these days, I want to put it in my living room and put my couch on it and watch and like log into their thing to get their movie profiles. Because if you ever go to a movie theater and they have motion seats, I think D-Box is like the one to go to. So it's like, and it's usually 2 seats side by side. Yeah, so but the stability thing, I need to do a modern test on that. I need to like spend like 2 or 3 days with my motion turned off and just what can I do in the car, right? Pick 2 or 3 scenarios to test at and then turn the motion back on and spend 2 or 3 days doing the exact same thing and see if there is a performance difference, I still might think that motion is more harm than good, but it might be a necessary evil if you're a pro racer trying to do realistic stuff, even though I think even in this case of the Delara, it might be that way. So, Azahir, boring, bro.
Cool.
Boring, bro.
Cool story, brah.
Can you explain how to spice it up, perhaps? I mean, if you have some input. If you just want to talk shit, you can move along. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick.
No.
But, dude, it's my house. It's my yard. You're pissing on my yard. What are you doing? No, or am I misinterpreting? You might be talking about something else. I don't know. I'm just messing with you. So we're pretty much wrapping things up here, though. So we're pretty much there.
Yep.
Anything else, Ameer?
No, I think on my side. So what do we got? We got going on. We have the road racing series. It's going to be on Sunday. We're going to be at Road Atlanta. Hopefully, we can get a lot more people there. I know some people didn't show up because of CODA. A lot of people don't like CODA, but with it being Road Atlanta, hopefully, it can be a lot more fun. We have more people out there. And then on Monday, I will have my SimiCube pedal review out. It's already done, uploaded, and everything. I wanted to give time for your haptic feedback pad, to get some views out there and everything. And then next video after that, I'll be working on is the Trophy AI code. I've been using it for the past 2 months now, and so I think it's now time to make a video about it. Okay, is it good? Is it bad? We'll see. And then I also have a trip. So I also have something that's going to be happening in June. I can't say anything just yet. But I'll get to check out some things from a certain sim manufacturer in June. So, yeah.
Awesome. Lots going on. Busy.
Yeah. I know.
Caitlin, we showed rigs. I'll give you a quickie real quick. David S. showing off his rig with his new striping in the channels.
Yeah.
And his Thrustmaster setup with the Club Sport pedals. We saw Booth's rig in waiting. It's still waiting on more gear to come into play. And then we looked at this BMW, which I'll hit play on. And it looks like I did misunderstand Azahir. With wheels, does the updated electric work? I don't know.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll give you, if you want to try to elaborate real quick, I'll wait one more minute. We're pretty much bringing this one to a close, though. But I love conversation, and I love answering questions when I can. Yeah, the helmet wire, the Frex, we talked about this one before. I really, really don't want anything messing with my neck in sim racing. Like motion, at least my neck is still doing its own thing. The thought of my head being yanked in a direction, or again, I think I brought up the Hans. I don't even like when I wear a Hans and I go to turn my head and it locks, it's really jarring. I don't like that. So I'll forget I'm wearing it and I'll go to look at something and it just stops you so abruptly, right? And it's bothersome, and it actually kind of startles and hurts almost. So yeah, I definitely don't want something pulling on my head. That's scary. I seen the Frex thing, and I'm like, that's wild. Frex have always been super innovative, like going back to before I even did the show. But yeah. Do you have electric wheels in the car? Are you referring to this BMW, maybe? This is just a sim, a motion sim, and what they've done, we believe, is that's the Arduino. It might not be Arduino, but the processing boards, electronics, probably an Arduino setup of some sort. And then they just did this cool, I'm guessing that's 3D printed, clear or something, or silver, but then they put a bunch of LEDs in it. So it just actually lights up and illuminates. But it's probably physics driven, meaning it looks like when they get on the brakes, my pedals have haptics, and haptics are the rage right now. So when I lock up the brakes, my brake pedal has a motor in it to shake. At that same moment, these would start glowing red, is my guess. And then and then Booth is asking the other way. So if I think back to pre-anything sim racing days, my original wheel was what we jokingly called the bungee wheel, because the resistance was a bungee cord stretched over a cam. So when the cam crossed center, it was light, but it kind of created resistance as it knuckled away from center. And that was our original center spring, I guess you could call it. But no, all of our wheels now are electric, and they used to be gear-driven electrics, like using like an RC car motor. Literally, a Mabushi 540 was the original RC motor. It's the same car you'd find in a Tamiya Grasshopper. And it would just have a different gearbox on it, and the gearbox would then connect to our steering wheel, essentially. And that was problematic because of the amount of torque and strength that we wanted out of them. Now we've gone to direct drive wheels where the motor is the wheel. Just like like a Tesla, right? Isn't the motor on the wheel for a Tesla?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. All right, that's going to do it. The bungee would end up a little crooked, and they'd stretch out. Yeah, mine stretched out, and I had to shorten its length to make it work, and then eventually it was like, I need a new wheel, and, yeah. I'll never miss the original days. I had a closet, and I had an apartment. I lived in Sonoma, which isn't far from where I live now, and I was working at a racing school, and I'd been in sim racing for a while, and I was using the Red Momo, Logitech Red Momo was what it was known by, and that would break like every 6 weeks. You'd break it, and they're like $200 at the time, wheel and pedals, and I would buy another one, and then it would break, and I'd buy another one, and at some point I just started throwing them in this one little coat closet that I had because I didn't have a lot of coats. And it literally filled the closet full of Red Momos. I wish I had taken a picture. This is like before we pictured everything in our lives, because pictures were actually filmed that you had to have developed. So, anyway, we don't go through that anymore. All right, I'm all done. I'm tapped out. We've gotten long.
Cool, buddy.
Everyone get out there, do some sim racing. This week, I'll get my rally in. Alesh, I won't let you down. Sunday, Ameer will be streaming the road racing race. Ameer and I both have projects that we're working on, so you can see some new videos coming out soon. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out the HF8 Pro review and the Sim Magic Alpha Evo review that just came out this week, and check those out. And get into our Discord. !Discord will get into our Discord. That'll help support the show, or help you hang out with the crowd, I guess. And that's going to do it. So get out there, do some sim racing. Have a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and we will see you on the track. Bye-bye.
Later, guys.